Okay, so good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the Digital Open Day of Master MIBS. My name is Claudio from Unismart, University of Padua Foundation. I thank you for being here in the Open Day of MIBS Master in International Business for Small and Medium Enterprises. The Open Day takes place as part of the annual event, Digital Open Week in September 2025. Before giving the floor to the director, Professor Andrea Ganzaroli, I kindly ask you to keep your microphones off during the speeches for the smooth running of the Open Day. I also invite you to note any questions or requests for further information in the Zoom chat so that I may address them during the Q&A session at the end of the Open Day. Otherwise, in the final session, you will also have the opportunity to ask your question directly to the speakers. I would also like to inform you that the Open Day is being recorded and will later be made available on the official MIBS website. So we can now start with the Open Day. I will now hand the floor to Professor Ganzaroli, Director of Master MIBS. Enjoy the presentation and thank you again for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudio, for the introduction. And thank you to all of you for being here. My name is Andrea Ganzaroli, and as you can see, I'm the director of this master. You can also see Elisa Sabadin, who is the coordinator and the person that you will probably interact more during your period, hopefully with us in our master course. So the goal for today is to tell you why you should enroll in this fantastic master. As you can see, this is a master in international business for SMEs. The first two reasons I would say that why you should apply to this master is that is delivered from a department that has been granted with the excellence so is among the top department in Italy regarding management and economics. And as you can see, it also got the accreditation from EQUIS, which is a European standard for business school. And so this tells you that you are probably if you decide to enroll in this master, you probably will have the opportunity to stay in a department that has quite good competencies and also skills in training people regarding the topics we are going to address in this master. And go to the next reasons why you should enroll in this master. I think that this master has three main specificity compared to what is available around, let's say. The first, it is about international business, but there are other masters that are about international business. The second is about international business for SMEs. And again, this is instead is not common. The decision here have been to target a specific type of company, which, as you can see from this data, are among the most numerous company around. So they count for 99% of the entire Italian enterprise. They contribute to 70% of the added value and for 43% of the Italian export. And the third specificity is that the way we design our course, our master, it is intended to give you a lot of expertise related to digital platforms. And I think that is this is the most valuable part in the sense that, uh, as you might probably know, digital technologies, digital transformation, digital platform are becoming key, not only for competing in general terms, but is becoming important, strategic also for competing in an international setting. As you can see here, we have some data about the level of digital knowledge or digital capability available to SMEs. These are quite basic. So 70% of those companies have a basic understanding and basic capacity in using this technology. And only 8.2% of those companies adopt what we call advanced digital technology, which today means mainly artificial intelligence. Uh, I don't have to say because probably you know that Italy is among the most export-oriented country. We have the total for 2024 is more than 600 billion euro, and the data for this year is 328, which is representing a year-on-year increase of 4.7%. Again, additional data to explain why we made this strong decision to focus on digital technology. So again, some data can help you to make sense of what about our choice. The first thing is that 24% of global trade is digitally based. Then you have that 50% of internationally traded services are delivered via digital platform. But what is most striking in terms of data is that either digitalization implies being 20% faster in terms of service time compared to your competitor, being 15% more capable of attracting customer, and 10% to have a lower cost by 10%, which means to be on an international setting to be extremely more competitive. And this, the other data you can see from here, it confirms what I have just said, in the sense that if you have a company, SMEs with advanced digital adoption, these companies are 4 times more likely to export than peers with less digital adoption. And they are expected to have a 30% higher sales growth abroad. So in this sense, you can see that our choice is being motivated by the fact that being competitive in an international setting today means to have the capability to exploit digital technology. So nowadays, you cannot do a master in international business without studying, understanding the functionality, and how digital technology works. I have to say that there are additional reasons why you should attend this course, and it is related to the actual political situation. As you know, there is a tariff war around, and in this competition that is between countries, let's say, there are reasons why we need to have people with international expertise. The first is that if you have a situation where the tariff changes continuously, you need to have someone that tracks these changes and have an understanding what are the implications of those changes. The other things is if this tariff change continuously, the effect, what is going to be your profit at the company level is quite difficult to estimate. So you have someone that need to understand continuously how a change in tariff implies a change in profit, and this is a strategic point. The other things is that if you are in a situation where the tariff change every day, you need to probably shift market with more rapidly than in the past. So, US is no longer a market for SMEs. Probably you need to find other markets. And so in this way, you have to be able to diversify your strategy and be able to enter in new country. And these are key competencies that company needs in this situation. Then you need to rearrange continually your supply chain. Supply chain means that your components come from, where your raw material come from. Again, if you are in a situation where the tariff change, you need to understand how this. You need to reconfigure the supply chain. And then you need to be able to negotiate because this is the way you make sure that your company is going to be competitive and make profit in international market. And you need to be a digital strategist. And again, we go back to digital technology, especially when we talk about AI nowadays. AI is not only for what as you know, is ChatGPT. So ask question, get an answer. But basically, you can exploit this technology to understand how the market is structured, how is the competition in different country, all this kind of information. And then you will learn in our course how you can use this kind of technology to try to get an understanding of different markets through this kind of technology and understand how the risks change in different countries, in different regions based on this kind of technology. So basically, these are for me the main reasons why you should apply to our course. In our course, you will get understanding of what is international business. You will have an understanding what does it mean to do internationalization in small and medium enterprises. And what you are going to get is you will develop digital capabilities, which are critical nowadays for being a small, medium enterprise that is competing and is competitive in an international setting. So few numbers just to say that we are good. So we are at the 10th edition completed. Actually, it's not completed yet because in October they will discuss their thesis. We have graduating more or less 200 students. We have 320 hours of training led by national and international professors and instructors. We have 60 credits, and this is our fee. But you know already about this, I think. So regarding the lecture, those will start on November the 21st, and they will end in May 26th. So basically, you will have the end of beginning of the winter until the end of beginning of the summer. So let's say. So the course is going to be on Friday and Saturday, and you will have a full day with us. Both on Friday and Saturday, which should be especially convenient for those of you who already work. It's going to be a blended modality, which means that you can come in class, but if you have some problem or you can also follow the course online. There is also the opportunity to follow the course fully online, but that has to be explicitly said at the beginning of the course. Then, in this case, we know that you will be only online. Instead, if you decide that you want to have to be present and we stay in class, then at the beginning you will have to say that you choose this modality, and then you can have access to online classes or you can participate online, but this has to be the minor part of your of your course. We have a minimum level of attendance, which is 17%, and the course will be in our department, which is in Padua, in Via Bassi 1. For those of you who know, that knows Padua, or otherwise, the platform is going to be Zoom. This is more or less the program. You can get access to the program directly from the website. Just to tell you a little bit, you start with the first two modules, which are the first about international business, where you get an understanding of what does it mean to do international business, how you choose, so what are the key variables that you need to consider when you are competing in an international setting. Then you have a strategy and business planning. Basically, you will get all the background related to strategy. So, how do you analyze markets? How do you decide to position? How you are going to set your own strategy once you have positioned yourself, and then how you plan your business. Then we have a third model, which is quite important for those of you that are going to work in this context. That is how you manage international payment, which it is not actually only about how you pay people, but is how you distribute risk between companies. So it is connected to risk management to a certain level. Then you have international accounting, and this is related to all the rules associated with accounting in an international setting. We have a model about supply chain, which comprises different issues that goes from global supply chain management, so the way you should structure your supply chain in a global context, but given the fact that we are continually asked for increasing the sustainability of company and the circularity of company, we will also consider how those two issues, so sustainability in general and circularity, more specifically, impact on the organization of the supply chain. Then we have innovation management. So regarding how you manage, this is innovation. This is particularly important related to patent. As you will see, one of the key issues when you are competing in an international market is that you have to protect your technology. And that's important. And actually, you have also to understand who is patenting, which are the country where you can get technology from, and who are your competitors, and all this information you can get directly from patent, or at least large part of this information, not only from not all the information, but a large part of it is in those documents. Then we have international marketing, which is how you position your product, your service, your company, your brand in an international context. So how do you choose the market that you want to enter, foreign markets, of course? How do you analyze competition in those foreign markets? How do you enter those markets? How do you manage communication in those markets? How do you manage the cultural differences? Because one of the issues when you work in international settings is that there are cultural differences, and this implies that you need to revise, reconsider your strategy, the way you want to communicate based on the differences in between countries. So, for instance, last year we had a company that show us how, as for instance, having product like a smart oven, you need to, for instance, have the artificial intelligence trained in 72 languages, which is quite an issue. So even what you believe might be stupid problem, they become very significant when you are serving 72 different countries with 72 different languages, with 72 different cultural backgrounds and so on. And then we move to what is the digital part. So you will have understanding about web communication, digital media marketing. So web communication, you will see all the platform available from Instagram, Facebook, Google AdWords, Google SEO, so in search engine optimization. Then you will have some insights also regarding other social media that are in different countries. So, for instance, you might have a TikTok that is quite relevant if you want to be present in the Chinese market and so on. Then we have a module related to web and e-commerce design. So basically, how you have to design your e-commerce or your website. Again, the language is an issue here, and the way you and also the kind of image or a picture you choose is an issue here. So that's something that you might consider not relevant, but is extremely relevant because in certain country they want to see certain type of picture, in other country want to see other type of picture. And then the last part is about data analytics, web and data analytics, which is about how you measure success, especially in digital channels. So you cannot implement a digital marketing strategy, an international digital marketing strategy, without trying to measure the effect of what you are doing and try to assess whether what you are doing is efficient or not, and has an effect or not. So let's move to the internship. It is not mandatory. So in our master course, you can decide to not do the internship, even if we believe that is quite important to do it. Of course, if you are working for a company, you can go on and do your internship in your own company. For those of you instead that don't have a working experience, the internship might represent an opportunity to get in contact with the interesting company. In this sense, if you decide for the internship, you are expected to spend 400 hours in the company in 3 months. Given the fact that we accumulate some experience over those years in managing stage, we decide that the student should be part of the process, active part of the process. So, what does it mean to be active part of the process? It means that the student need to search or start to search for the company. This because it's important that the student finds the company is interested in working for. First. Second, it is important because by starting to relate with the company, you learn what does it mean to interact with the company, and you get experience and feeling of what it means to work and start a new job for a company. So what we understood in those 12 years, I don't remember how many, is that if you have a proactive approach, this increases extremely the probability of being hired at the end of the stage. So that is our choice. So what you are going to ask is to be proactive in the search of this and in the search for this stage, which means that we are going to support you during the process. So we will help you with interacting with the company. We will help you to manage the traineeship. from an administrative standpoint. If you have problem in the company, we are ready to support you and discuss with the company. We are helping you to craft a CV, which is interesting, which might look interesting to a company. We are training you to manage your job interview. So you will have all the required background, all the required competencies. But again, you are asked to have a proactive role in this process. Then we move to the final project work. So the final project work, we have two type of projects. One is called normal, the other will be abnormal, but anyway, this normal project, the normal project can be of two types, related or unrelated to your internship. Related to your internship, it means that you are writing a thesis 6 page long on the topic on the topic of your internship. So basically, you will have to develop a first chapter where you develop the theoretical analysis of the topic, and then you have to present and develop a description of the company you worked for. And then you will try to relate the experience you made with your internship to the theory and the water and give us future direction, future perspective, and so on. They are related. It is the fact that there are situations in which you might not be happy with your internship and what you did in your internship. So we'll let you explore something related to what you have done, but is not strongly related with what you specifically did during your internship. So basically, these are called the normal. Is 6 page, and then you get the structure. So the abnormal one, or the exceptional one, it is when you decide to not doing the internship. In this case, basically, you have to develop a thesis that is 9 pages long. And then it is quite, as you can see, it is similar to a normal thesis, the one that you do at the end of a bachelor or master course at the university. So you have chapter 1 with the general theoretical topic. Then you did chapter 2 is more specific. So basically, you have to develop a literature review. Then you have to develop a methodology for the analysis, and then you have to address the final results. So basically, it is quite similar to a normal or conventional thesis in the university. In this sense, you have to find a supervisor for this. For developing this thesis, and you have to choose someone that is close to your topic, so someone that is working in this area. Then we move to the end. So basically, you will get your diploma, hopefully, at the end of October. No, October, yeah, at the end, no, October 26, actually. And in this sense, you will discuss your project work, either normal or exceptional one, and then you will get the diploma. Then you will also receive the open badge, which you can add to your LinkedIn page, which is a very important tool, especially if you are if you are searching for a new job. So in this sense, you will have a digital badge that confirm that you have acquired the specific competencies. And actually, it is going to improve also your position into LinkedIn search. And in this sense, it's a quite irrelevant um, tool in this sense. So, important dates. You are expected to pre-enroll by October the 7th. Then we will evaluate your CV, and we will publish the ranking by October the 16th. And then sorry, I made a mistake. And then the final enrollment has to be done by October 28th. This is where you can get the pre-enrollment procedure. So you have to go to this website. Then there is the procedure. And actually, if you go to this link, you will have a detailed instruction on how to complete this procedure. The contact is me and Elisa. Actually, sorry, I forgot to add Elisa here. Actually, she is going to be the one that is responding mainly to this sorry what to this email. Niente. This email here. So if you have questions or additional issue, you might even after today at the end of this day and at the end of this presentation, you can still contact us on via email or via cell phone. This is the Elisa's cell phone. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question or if Elisa has something to add, for sure, because I for sure forgot something. So I let the floor to Elisa, and then you will have some time to ask questions.
Okay, so thanks a lot, Andrea. No, you were great.
Thank you.
You said everything. The only thing I wanted to add is for people that are working, there is the possibility to obtain 150 hours of working permit that are paid, and that your firm, your employee is, let's say, obliged. It depends on how many people ask the same student permit in the firm, but usually in this, at least in the 5 years I have been here, everyone obtained this free permit. So if you want to participate online or in presence for Friday, usually, you can have this free working permit. I will prepare the certificate for those of you who wants to have some, and I will give every lesson. I will let's say sign your attendance, so that you know if people are working. This is for everyone and for every master. The other thing I want to tell you is that with the master you can access for free to language courses that are held in the CLA, that is the linguistic center of the university. I know that some people went to some Italian classes, some other did like English classes because they wanted to deep their knowledge on the language and so on. So you can participate for free to the language courses. The important thing is that you follow the deadlines that are online on the CLA page, that is CLA, UniPD, of course. Because I know that sometimes they do some language tests to prepare the classes. So it is important that you're able to follow to follow the rules and the deadlines. And last, there is also the canteen. where once you are enrolled, you can go to the canteen, to the university. There are various university canteens actually that you can go, but there is one just in front of our department. So it is very, it is like, I think, 10 meters far from the department, where you can go and have a discounted price. So these are the, let's say, the benefits you may have. There are no books, because I know every year someone asks if there are books to buy. No, there are no books to buy. All the material will be uploaded on the Moodle page. So you will obtain the access to your Moodle page, where you will find the recordings, the material, additional materials, slides, whatever that is important to have. And sometimes we also take some exams on Moodle. So it is a very, let's say, important asset for our master. And from my side, it's all. If someone wants to ask something. No, maybe I have to add something else. For foreign people that need the visa, my suggestion is to apply as soon as possible, because I know, especially in the last years, visa procedures are taking ages, literally. So the sooner you are enrolled, the better for your, let's say, career, because I know that embassies are delaying appointments. They are asking a lot of documents that we need to prepare. So I can give you some pre-enrollment letters, pre-enrollment letters saying that we don't need an English certificate, nor you don't need to know the Italian language, but since the embassies are asking every year more and more documentation, it is better if you enroll as soon as possible. This is the last thing I wanted to say, but if someone has some questions or issues, I'm happy to reply. Don't be shy.
Any question?
While we are waiting for some questions to come, I would like to recap some useful information. I just wrote in the chat the link to the website, another link to the selection notice, where you can find all the info concerning fees and deadlines and the process for enrollment. Please be reminded that the pre-enrollment deadline is fixed, so you need to do that before the 7th of October at 12:30. The general ranking of merit will be published starting from the 17th of October, and then you will have time until the 28th of October to finalize your enrollment process. And that's it.
Okay. Any question? I think no questions. We have been quite good, or have we?
We have a question. If there is a list of companies that we can contact for the internship. I mean, you mean a list of companies we usually work with, I suppose. So we have a list of companies that use to collaborate with us. And every year we have some, let's say, some requests from the company, from some companies that wants to, that ask if we have students that are interested in working for them. Sometimes the match goes well. Some other times students are not interested in what we propose, or they are not located in the place people want to work. So we have some like geographical geographical constraints. But we have some companies. We every year we contact and we say if they have some spots available. The only thing is that usually what we look for is not, and also what we suggest is not to look for an internship just to do an internship, because usually our internships end with a contract. So sometimes a small firm do not hire people every year, especially if it is quite small. So it really depends, actually. So usually the percentage of people that stays in the company after the internship is very high. So we cannot have the same company every year, because otherwise there would be like multinationals now after 10 years. So we have some companies we contact, and also we are contacted by firms. The detailed admission requirements, you can find all the requirements on the links that Claudio has posted here in the chat. But generally speaking, the requirements are first, obtain a bachelor degree before the beginning of the lesson. And this is for everyone, also for Italian people. So it is not, actually there are not, I mean, the requirements for foreign students and Italian students are the same. So no differences at all. The only thing is that you need to obtain your bachelor degree before the starting of the lesson, the day before. So you can graduate until the 20th of November 2025. And this is the baseline admission requirement. Otherwise, you cannot participate. The second requirement is the knowledge of the language. So you need to speak English properly. First, because you are an international class. We had in the past people from the US, from Canada, from Bangladesh, from Morocco, from Costa Rica, Russian people. We have always some people that do not speak Italian. So you need to be able to speak properly with your classmates and to work properly with your colleagues. And also you need to follow the lesson and present what we are required to present. So these are the two requirements that are, let's say, compulsory. Other requirements, there are no other requirements actually. We have people coming from very different backgrounds. Every year we have at least one engineer. We have people coming from foreign languages, economics, management. We had people graduated like in biotechnology, computer science. So it is really with different backgrounds. You don't have to be graduated in let's say management subjects. IELTS and TOEFLs are not needed. So that's why I said that, because usually embassies want the IELTS and TOEFL as a certificate. We do not need it. So usually I prepare a certificate for if the embassy asks. I prepare a certificate stating that you don't need to present any official language certificate, plus the knowledge of the Italian language is not required. How long does it take to receive approval on the University website? Well, actually, I have to be honest, they are not super fast because it does not depend on us. It depends on the central offices of the university. However, usually I make some pressure. So my suggestion is to, let's say, pay the fees as soon as possible, and then I pressure. I call the office. So, but I need to be honest. This is not something we do, and the office is doing for all foreign people at the same moment. So the approval is a little bit delayed. However, you can start your application, your visa process, even I mean, like asking the appointment and so on before obtaining the university approval. This is what I suggest usually, Because if you wait for the appointment after, I mean, if you ask for the appointment after the 28th of October, you are quite late. So you can ask now and have the appointment like in November. It is completely fine. But I mean, my suggestion is to ask for an appointment now. This is usually what I suggest. Especially because visa procedures now for Italian embassies are crazy. But if you pay, and if you pay and if you have all the papers already prepared, if you have the enrollment letter that I will prepare for you, usually I send a copy also to the embassy. Usually the process is a little bit smoother. Because usually I send to you a copy and a copy to the embassy. So they know that it is something that is not fake, you know. This is something I have seen in the years, that sending from the UniPD email, let's say a certificate that you are really enrolled, helps. Not always, but usually, yes, it helps.
Other question?
Do you help me with finding internship? Well, there is no guarantee for anything in life. But yes, we do help people. The only thing is that we need to see a proactive behavior. And second, the thing I wanted to highlight is that you can do internships not only in Italy, but also abroad. So in other European countries, we had this case. So it is completely fine for us. Whenever you can, like this year we had a person that is doing her internship in Cyprus. The year before in Austria, so it is completely fine with us. Wherever you can find one, it is completely fine. So it is not a problem for us. Also, if you are already working, you don't need to find an internship, of course. This is for everyone. Because sometimes people say, but I don't want to leave my work for an internship. This is completely fine, of course. And you can do the shorter final project work.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave anything for an internship. Internships and working activities are assimilated. So it is completely fine. And it can also be a remote style internship. So no problem. Like, for example, if you find an internship, for example, the Canadian girl, 2 years ago, she found an internship in a Canadian company, but in Milan, but she was working remotely. So you don't need, I mean, for us, it is completely fine if you are working with different countries and with different, I mean, working styles. So you don't need to go to firms every day. This is the important thing. I don't know if there are other questions, doubts. Also, if you call the office, I will the one that responds because I have the phone office connected to my cell phone. So it is you don't have to respect the from 9 to 2 p.m. It is fine. I don't see other questions.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor Ganzaroli. Thank you,
Thank
Lisa.
you.
Thanks to all of you for
Fermo.
being here.
Software, we
Why
have
do
a question.
Okay.
During my bachelor's says no. The internship must be carried out from November to. I mean, you need to have a part of your internship from November 2025 up to October 2026. The majority of students do not conclude the internship during the master because usually the firms they find and the proposal we offer are longer. Usually firms that want to keep you organize 6-month internships. Also because they have the time to know the person better and so on. And also this is a sign of interest. So usually you need at least 500 hours, more or less, completed during the master period. So you can start before, you can finish after, it is completely fine, but you need at least 500 hours within the time frame of the master. This is important. Again, you can start it in October and finish it in December, January, February. It is completely fine, but at least 500 hours must be completed in the time frame of the master.
Okay. Claudio?
Yes. So thank you, Professor Ganzaroli, again. Thank you, Elisa. And thank you for being here. The video will be uploaded, as I already said, in the website. And so I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.